slices of jalapeno, fresh cilantro, and then I use dried peppers and literally blending them into like a powder almost. And I add that to these pickles. I know this is bleeding.
Hello, family. All right, so let's get this video set up so that we can.
Hi, sweetheart.
Hey, Aunt Candy. I am going to pin this to the screen. I'm going to set this up so you can see. There's Mom.
Hi.
And then we have that set up. I'm going to get it sitting so that everybody can see that. And this will be kind of Dad's screen.
Sounds good.
Okay, let's close that up. Close that up, we're good. Okay, let's figure that out. Oh, my goodness, sorry. Me. Okay. I need you to stand in front of it, like directly. Yeah, it looks like those two things together will probably. Yeah. Hey, Rhonda. Okay. Okay. There we go.
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Here. All right, here. Here's how to. It's okay. Hold on. Can you see that okay?
Sideways, but yes, we can see it.
Sideways. Okay.
The setup is lovely.
Push the out of the way. Okay. And move it back.
Hi, Liz.
Hi, Aunt Candy. How are you?
I'm doing just fine. I love you, sweetheart.
I love you too.
Let me see if we can get this rotated.
There we go. Now you're right side up.
Right. I'm working on it.
You're having a spectacular hair day.
Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that. I do love you very much.
Whereas I look like Paula Poundstone from the mid-90s.
Oh, ouch. That was unnecessary. How can you tell me having a spectacular hair day? You can only see the top, like, 6 inches of me.
Half your head. So it works.
It works. Okay. You know what? I love you. I'll be logging on with my other screen here shortly. I just want to have this set up for Dad as his location, and then I will mute this and make sure that all happens. Hi, Zap.
That's fine. Do we have a particular order that you would like people to speak in?
I don't have an order, no. I just finished my eulogy. Can you see? Is that clear enough?
Here and right side up. That's lovely.
Okay, great. I'm going to mute this, and then I'll be logging on as me here momentarily.
Could you pan the image down slightly? Right there.
Okay, here, hold on. Let me.
As that way we've got all the bits in now. We're good.
Okay, is the Stetson clear? The Stetson's up behind the urn.
The Stetson's behind the urn. Not as much, but you can see the blanket and you can see the photo clearly.
Okay.
And you can see the urn clearly, so we're good.
Okay.
What are we logged in as?
Me.
Okay. I just want to make sure it wasn't in as just Herman.
No. For me.
Hello?
Michi?
Yeah?
Good morning, darling.
Good morning. I kind of had everybody's face up, but now it's not. So trying to figure out what's going on.
Deb,
There you are.
Okay.
I see you. I don't know if you see me.
can't see you yet. All I see is your name.
Okay.
In the lower left-hand corner, there should be a microphone icon and a video icon.
Okay, I see it. I see it. Okay, I see it. All right. Click on cannot start video, cannot start video. Select another video camera in meeting. Share screen maybe?
Share screen would show us what your desktop is.
Okay. Okay, it says select a camera, integrated webcam.
Integrated webcam, that's the way.
Ow. Sorry about that.
Right, little ones, it happens. I have a brand new granddaughter. We get it.
Oh, wow. Okay. Okay, Papa. Our video. No?
At least a little.
It just has a red line through it. It won't let me do it for some reason.
If you click on it, that should turn the red line off. Do that.
Yeah.
And I turn that off, and then. So yeah, it'll say stop video.
Or
say
start video.
If it says start video right now, click on it, and that should get your video on. If you might not be able to have video. It's always.
That's always a possibility. That's also why we're opening up early to troubleshoot these kinds of things.
Yeah, to make sure, particularly, some of the people are visible.
All right, so select another video camera in settings.
Will you be speaking today, dear?
I maybe, I'm not sure.
You don't have to. You don't have to if you're not prepared emotionally. It's okay.
I'm really not.
Then don't.
And don't
I was thinking, I was trying to, I don't.
Don't worry about it. I got you.
You look lovely, by the way.
Oh, thank you. I gotta go get my laptop.
Choose virtual background. Choose video.
We've
filter.
met.
You met at Hershey's funeral.
Okay,
Yeah, we met. Yeah, at my mom's.
that I knew.
Meeting again for a second time.
Yes.
All right, so
That was kind of a confusing day because there were so many people.
enable HD touch. Just right. Video when joining meeting.
Did anyone hear that?
Okay.
until the room really fills up.
Oh, hello. Oh, hello.
Zap, was that you?
She's the only other one unmuted.
Okay.
So you are.
Oh, it's just that you
We can
muted
finally hear
everyone.
you.
Yeah.
A little bit, at least.
Do we need everyone muted right now?
I'm just trying to figure out why my
I can't really app.
was any memorable change.
You're coming in really low. We actually can't, we can hear your voice, but we can't hear what you're saying.
I'm going to unmute everyone for the moment.
That's ask to unmute.
Yeah, so basically it lets them unmute themselves.
Everyone that's muted currently muted themselves already.
There you go. You should be able to unmute yourselves now if you want to.
Yes.
There we go.
There we go. Hi, Aunt Candy.
Hey, Candy, how you?
I went out to get my mail. I'm sorry.
That's all right.
My screen is still not working, I guess, but I will probably mute because Lincoln running around making noise in the background.
But he does.
Yeah, there's no quiet place for him to be.
That is perfectly fine. We'll go with that.
Yeah. But I am here. Love you guys.
Love you.
Hello, family.
Hi, Lexi.
Hey, Lexi.
There we go. Can you see me?
We see the Winged Guardian seal. We don't see your face.
Yeah, you don't have the
You're
camera.
not really just as well, honestly.
There you go.
There you go.
There we go.
Hello.
There we go. And then Mom's there. Bert's over there.
That's fine.
Hey, Bert.
It's weird seeing you sitting in that spot on the couch.
Yeah, it's not normal and I don't like it, but it is what it is.
That's fine.
Okay.
You're so beautiful, Elizabeth Ann.
Yeah, you look great, Croy.
Thank you. The night
Fantastic.
it was a tie, so it's like, you know what? Whatever.
That's my love.
So, okay. All right. Yep, I'm gonna adjust it up just a shade. Well,
Hi, Candy.
Hi, sis. How are you?
I'm doing okay. How are you doing?
I'm doing fine, thanks.
Good. You're all right with pizza.
is that okay? How's that look? Does Dad's look okay?
Yes. Yes, very much so. I do have a question. Do you want me to take hosting lead on this, or would you like to call shots?
No, please. You take hosting lead on this because
But
I'm not well, or at least I'm not. My brain is not here with me today.
this week, making all the other things happen, so I'll take this.
Okay.
I love you.
I love you. Hold on. Bert's-
Unless you think I should bring in something else and stack it on top of that.
I think we might want to try and stack something else.
No.
Okay.
Okay.
I think your mail might be arriving.
You think who? What?
Your mail might be arriving.
Yeah, that's possible. The male zombie. Oh,
Squirrels in the front yard.
yes. My fur kid is on the case.
Has the situation firmly out of control.
Yes, correct.
Yes.
Thank you. Very much so.
Yes.
So we don't.
Hi, Eric.
No, that's got my
Okay, there you go.
Eric and Candy said hey.
Oh, hi.
Hi, honey.
It has my speaking notes on it.
Mostly because she's going to be doing most of the talking. We kind of have things pointed a little more toward her.
That's fine.
And the chairs that we have,
Hey, Rhonda.
get us both in here, it'd be tricky. We'll probably center you a little more
That's fine.
once
All right.
we get things going.
I don't think Rhonda's connected to audio yet, but she will be here in a minute.
Okay.
I'd have heard you.
Okay. Let's check that yet.
Yeah,
Well, we're getting the.
Our bookshelf and our instruments back there.
there we go. Good morning, Rhonda.
Yeah, Rhonda.
Hi.
Can you crop the picture at all, babe?
Yeah, it's not letting me.
Oh, okay.
Hey, Josh.
Yay, Josh.
He's still connecting. Give him a minute.
It's all good. It's fine.
Well, maybe I'll put it down. Just tilt the camera up.
Just,
Yeah, there's.
yeah, leave it
Right,
there
right
and just,
there.
like,
Okay.
Yeah, it's good.
that's actually perfect right there. That's fine, because we can at least see from the Stetson down to the
Picture.
blanket.
Yeah.
Yeah, the picture. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
Hi,
fine.
Josh.
Hey, Josh.
Josh. Remember, wave with this hand.
Hi, Josh. Thank you for being here, sweetie.
Love you guys.
And Donna. This is awesome. This is perfect.
Oh, yeah, this is working.
It's going exactly
Oh,
as it needs.
wow, look, yeah, I can see them on the TV.
Yeah.
There we go. This is perfect. Although that digging, I think, is causing her issue.
Oh, no.
Unfortunately. No, it's fine. I'm just saying. Yeah.
You should be hearing this through TV.
Well, this is I don't have it connected to the external. Let me see what I can do.
Turn the volume down a lot.
Make sure mine's.
I'm aware. Hey, Aunt Donna. Hey, Deanna.
Hi.
There we go. Speakers.
I love it very much, my sweet baby dog. My sweet baby dog. Come here.
Hopefully this works.
I'm checking on Bobby.
Yes. Yes, that worked.
Hi.
Hey, George. There we go. That's awesome.
Hey.
Good to see you guys. Hey, yep, you're gonna have to relax, okay? I know this is a lot.
Lupita, but it's okay.
Hey, Grandma. Nope, it's fine. Here, Dad. Yeah, no worries.
It's empty.
Okay. Next weekend.
Did you want that over there?
I'm assuming that's Michelle.
Probably.
Social services,
From
yeah.
social services, yes. Likely.
Just making sure, but I'm pretty sure that's Michelle.
Someone's probably checking up on us.
Hi, Grandma Patty. And we're probably not going to get started right at 1, just because we're going to wait for people to filter in and be able to get connected and everything. So might be a couple minutes late, but we'll get started pretty close. Josh appears to be having video issues. Nope, that's Grandma Patty.
Grandma's bandwidth isn't strong enough for video
That's fair. That's fair.
up where she is. So you'll see these little lines. She has some pretty lines going through her face.
That's okay.
Ooh.
Yeah, this is about when I figured people would be trickling in.
Yeah, I meant to be here a little earlier, but I got distracted trying to figure out the cocktail I picked out. So.
That's okay. That's okay. By the way, thank you for sending me that early because, yeah.
Oh, yeah, no problem. Yeah. You know, occasionally I do what your sister says.
I'm in the same boat.
There we go.
Hi, Uncle Bobby.
Hey. Glad
There
to
we
see-
are.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Alrighty.
Got a couple of my kids and my daughter-in-law down here. The
Katie and Riley are all together.
yes,
Awesome.
and which means that
Felicia!
my granddaughter will be at least within hearing range.
Yes.
Fantastic.
I have something to say as this thing goes along. She's what, 3 months?
Yes, she's
Yeah.
3 months old.
And terribly cute.
Oh.
Hey, Liam.
Hey there.
Hey there.
Liam!
Okay. Wow. This is a lot. This is...
Hi, Alexis. Hello.
I was expecting upwards of about 100 people, Alexis.
Yeah, I know. This is a lot, though. I'm grateful. So.
Oh, yeah.
I'm sitting in Dad's spot, and that's really weird.
Oh, I bet.
Thing.
So.
I think it's appropriate. I think you're...
Yeah, no, I know. It's just.
Hi,
weird.
Grandma. Hi, Patty.
Oh, I
Hey.
know you can't, but here,
I think she may have something covering up her camera. She have a laptop.
Yes.
She may have that little black thing at the top that slides across the camera. I have one on mine.
Hey, Grandma, you may want to check your camera. It's
Grandma?
not showing any camera feed.
Grandma Patty's bandwidth is really light.
Okay.
Video capability all the time.
Okay.
So it's all good.
I don't know, I think it's my station.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, that's okay. We're happy you're here.
Yes.
Very much so. Thank you.
I don't know. Even my camera is on,
Yep.
so I don't know.
We're just thinking that your signal may not be strong enough to support it.
It's true.
Uh-oh. I love it. Oh, so.
Uh-oh, we've got echo. There we are. Hey, Mishi.
Hey,
I'm actually going to mute everyone unless you're the person speaking, just so that we can avoid echo and feedback and stuff.
Sounds good.
Okay. Could you see about everybody? There we go. It is 2 minutes till. Gonna give people a couple more minutes to come in, and then we'll get started.
And for those of you who have, if you know how, we have Note 9 iPad and a phone number and a couple phone numbers. You can go. I'm not sure how to do it right now on those particular devices, but if you can go in and you'll find a place that'll say change name, so we know who you are.
Hi, Aunt Allison. Yeah, it's all right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that one's not going to be able to, because they're dialing in.
That's fine.
Rather than using any of the apps.
That's fine.
I just like to know. Lost one.
That was my Aunt Allison. She'll be back.
Okay.
You ready?
Hey. Alrighty, it looks like we've got just about everyone in, so we'll go ahead and get started. Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us this afternoon. We are here to celebrate the life of my father, Gary Craig. He was taken the same night as that horrible storm earlier this week, and a better heralding I don't think could be had. We will have several people who will be speaking today, and so I will be unmuting people as they speak, just so that we don't end up with a lot of overtalk and so that everyone can hear everything. At the end of the list of speakers, there will be a time when you'll be able to raise your hand if you have a story that you would like to share, a story or a memory that you would like to share. But I'd like to get through all the formal speakers first, please. And I will go ahead and get that started. Ahem. Gary Randall Craig was more than a father. He was a husband twice over, a stepfather, a grandfather, a great-grandfather, an ornery old goat, a storyteller, a stubborn ass, a brother, a mentor, a surrogate father to many, a pain in the ass, a national chess champion. Did I mention he was stubborn? But he was father to me. There are so many stories that can be told about my dad, and what better tribute to such a brilliant storyteller. This man could compel a room of strangers with a single sentence, and often did. He didn't pull focus, he commanded it. Anyone who attended my wedding will remember my father sitting on a bench outside the hotel entrance, surrounded by strangers, holding court as he was wont to do. It wasn't about being the center of attention, but he certainly knew what to do with it when he had it. He was not a perfect father, and he'd be the first to admit as much, but he was the father I needed in many ways. I have 3 beautiful stepchildren of my own now, and I hear him coming out of my mouth now and then, along with the chagrined realization that, wow, he really was right all those years ago, no matter how I felt at the time. To some, he was Mr. Craig, and to so many others, he was simply Sir. He looked for the best in people, but he also knew when to stop looking and accept what he had found in his search. He was quick to forgive, but making him angry was a very unfortunate life choice. He taught his daughters to shoot, he taught us not to, and he taught us that sometimes there is no good answer. There is only what must be done, like it or not. The lessons he taught us carried through our lives in unexpected ways. He taught us that the world is often a dark place, and so we must carry the light with us wherever we go. Alexis became a beacon at the Indianapolis Metropolitan Police Department, from the unique and often bizarre annals of dispatch control and operations to the Fraternal Order of Police. Because if anyone in this family was going to work for the man, it was going to be her. Leave it to Alexis to find the loophole. Love you too. Leave it to Alexis to find the loophole. Our father was quite proud of that particular chess move on her part. He worked hard to ensure that we did not make his mistakes, but if we did, he at least tried to make sure we were good at them. He stood for what he believed in and wasn't afraid to make his opinion known, like ever. He taught us to do the same. We got our stubborn streak from him, no question. However, discretion is the better part of valor, as he often said. He had a heart bigger than most of us could imagine. Though however big it was not strong enough as it needed to be to keep up with him in the end. When I ask people to describe him, the word they use is funny. Intense is also used quite often. Funny, intensely funny, wildly inappropriate when he could get away with it. 2 words, Arlington Cemetery. Ask me about that one sometime. Today I feel hollow. A part of my heart is missing. It is no wonder that a great storm raged through the Midwest the night he passed. Even the heavens knew what kind of soul was headed their way. And a more fitting tribute to his ascension could not be had. To say I will miss him is the understatement of the century. But I use one of my favorite of his sayings on my own kids, and I will use it on my granddaughter when the time comes. One of many, many phrases that still sit in the back of my head, waiting to sing out in his voice. I'm not surprised, but I am proud. His are the stories, and through them, he lives in all of us. So tell the stories today, laugh, cry if you must, but tell the stories. Let him be our own tall tale. Thank you very much. And now, Alexis, are you ready to speak?
Yeah, I am.
Okay.
This is Dad and I were very much alike. I'm sure that comes as a surprise to nobody. We look a fair bit alike, enjoy the same movies for the most part, the same comedy for the most part, same taste in music, again, for the most part. I think I spent my whole life being, for the most part. Some of my earliest memories of Dad are movie related. The Empire Strikes Back is one of my favorites. Dad got to menace Darth Vader. That's an interesting story. He took me to E.T. with Michael Renee, who was my neighborhood best friend when I was wee tiny. Superman 2, we got stuck on the north side of town. Elizabeth and I got stuck with him on the north side of town because a monsoon came through and flooded the wash, and so it cut the city in half and we couldn't cross the water. Mom was not impressed. Pretty much everything with Dad was its own mini adventure. He drove us to Disneyland with the Doobie Brothers playing on the 8-track. He took Crowley and I out to see colleges out east when I was looking at colleges. Got to visit Uncle Norman and Aunt Debbie. He'd bring us back to Indiana for holidays when we lived in Tucson. There was always more. What, babe? No. There was always more of the world to see and more things to do. I'm pretty sure he's the reason I like to travel, and I've seen most of the country by now. He's the reason I bring home strays. He's the reason I know algebra and how to ride a bike, and had read pretty much all of Ray Bradbury and Kurt Vonnegut by the age of 12. He was my cheerleader in school when I was fighting in the ring at work as a writer. Hit first to give him something to think about is still some of the best corner advice ever. It translates very well into other fields as well. He's a collection of tiny things in my life. He is a giant mosaic made up of little shards, including things like the ongoing, my sister and I called it the Daddy Lecture Series. Think of it as a TED Talk, generously coded in Get Right. He was very good at a lecture, and impromptu lectures at that, long ones. So, taught me how to shoot, how to do math, gave me my love of history and the knowledge that it's really the stories that make it important. My chess game, backgammon and baccarat 2, The Godfather, parts 1 and 2. And even though he disapproved of my love for part 3, he pretended it didn't exist. That was one thing we miraculously did not fight about. Die Hard at Christmas time, the Beatles and the Stones all the time. As much as he and I were alike, that similarity came with a pretty hefty caveat. We were too alike in a lot of ways. That led to a somewhat adversarial bent to our relationship. There were many times in my life when we would go after each other just for our own entertainment. We seemed to take great pleasure in just taking swipes at each other because we could. The strange thing is no matter how aggressive it got, it wasn't out of enmity. There was never a moment or question that we loved each other. There was never any kind of any idea that it was anything other than love. The last couple years have seen he and I go round and round about his health. I snipe at him, he'd snipe back. Sometimes he'd do what I asked, but a lot of the time he would do exactly as he pleased. I'm not trying to be an asshole, is what I would tell him. To which he'd reply, why stop now? You're good at it. And then we both laugh, and then we go right back to fighting. So it was always out of love. I'm pretty sure I get most of my sarcasm and stubborn from him too. He left this world loved, so loved, by his kids and his grandkids and his great-grandkids, my mom, his siblings and extended family, the vast network of friends and chosen family. We will all miss him, and this loss is really tough to absorb, and I'm having a real hard time wrapping my head around it. We will move forward, though, because that's what he'd want, but we will carry him with us always.
Okay, thank you. Hey, it's Allison. I got signed on.
Crow, you're muted.
Okay, am I in?
If you're ready, you're up.
Me?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Well, Gary taught me, as a big brother should, how to defend myself. I was getting bullied at school, and he showed me how to stand. And when I first started standing, he was like, who taught you how to stand like that? I said, I stood southpaw. And he said, that's not how you stand. Stand the other way. He said, you're right-handed. So I tried standing right-handed, and I was like, this isn't going to work. I can't defend myself like this. He said, all right. He was getting mad at me. He said, try it the other way. Go southpaw. So I went southpaw, and he showed me how to jab, showed me how to bob and weave and do all of that. And he said, you think you're ready? And I clipped him on the chin. He stood back. He was like, yeah, you ready. But he taught me how to ride a motorcycle. I remember when he bought me the Stetson, and when he taught me how to ride the motorcycle, he said, now remember, we can't tell Mom, because he would take me everywhere. It would be like I was about maybe 6 years old, four to six, and he would take me, and he said, we can't tell Mom because she won't let you do it again. I said, okay, we won't tell Mom. And when he bought me the Switchblade, when I first started into high school, he looked over his glasses and winked, and he said, remember, we can't tell Mom. I'm like, no, we can't tell Mom. So, but he gave me a love of 60s music, as far as folk music, be it Simon and Garfunkel and Peter, Paul and Mary and the Mamas and the Papas, and Jimi Hendrix with the rock bands and all of that. And that, like I said, he taught me that a big brother looks out for his little sister. And it just warmed my heart tremendously. And I'll miss him. I'll miss him. All right. It's good to see you, Elizabeth.
Thank you so much. That was beautiful. Now let me see if I can find our Aunt Karen.
We have the phone number. We don't know who that is.
Yes.
We have a couple of them.
Can you hear me?
Aunt Karen?
Yes, can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am, we can hear you. And if you'd like to begin, the floor is yours.
Okay, this is when we were younger. Gary would always go, we lived in Lockville in the projects. Gary would always go over and see. We lived at 619 Lock, apartment 303, and that's across the court from school 24. But they had basketball courts, and he was too young, but he had short legs, and he would always walk over and watch the basketball players. Within a half an hour, Gary'd be asleep. They would be bringing him home, and they start calling him Humpty Dumpty. If he didn't come and watch them play basketball, they would knock on the door and ask, can Humpty come and watch us practice? Then they would be bringing him home within a half an hour. He would be asleep. That was his ritual every Saturday when he was young. I will miss my brother. He was younger than I, and he used to tell people all the time when he went to school, I don't have to be scared of y'all. I've got a sister. And I was a sister. He was talking about, because I took up for my brother. I had much love for my brother. That's it. Thank you.
Thank you, Aunt Karen.
Mm-hmm.
Now let's see. I believe that was the list of speakers that we had. If at this time you would like to raise your hand to share a story of or memory of my dad, feel free to, and we will call on people in order. And I do believe that, interestingly enough, my husband would like to go first.
Here, let me move the camera here a little bit so you can see both of us here. She's probably going to help out with this story because part of it's her point of view. It's about 10 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
We went back to Indianapolis. Now Lizzie had already moved to Iowa, and so we'd been together for about 6 or 7 months, but we hadn't had a chance to go back to Indianapolis yet. So I was invited by Stephanie to come and spend the weekend, have dinner, meet. I believe that there were 317 people.
Oh, for goodness sake! There weren't even 20 people in that house. That house can't hold more than that.
So Gary was the last one to arrive, and he was the one that I was the most nervous about because Lizzie had told me about him, and I already met the other members of the family. We got along instantly, and there was this knock at the door, and I was the one nearest the door, so I opened the door, and there was this man standing there. I was like, okay, this has got to be Gary. He went, "You're Eric. I want to talk to you." I'm like, okay, come on. And we went back into the back room. And so my theory on this is that she had brought home a couple of other young men over the previous 10 years, neither of whom reacted to Gary well. And I really think that he wanted to see if I'd scare. He wanted to see how I would react to him being a father. Which my reaction was, cool, this is fun. And so we're back there in this back room, and he's talking at me, and he's trying to get up in my face and just to see if I was going to scare, and I didn't. So about that time, she and her mom are in the kitchen, and
Mom came out into the main hall and said, "Dinner's ready. Where's your father?" "He's in the other room with Eric." "Oh, we're having none of this." And my mother walks back. About 5 seconds later, she comes back towards the kitchen, looks at me and says, "I'm not sure who I'm rescuing here."
and we ended up sitting in the kitchen all evening. And he and I did most of the talking. We just
The rest of us were laughing too hard.
We just told stories and told stories and told stories. Now, I come from a family of storytellers, theater people, and, you know, old country folk who, you know, lived off the sitting around and swapping stories at night. I'm originally from rural West Virginia, so, you know, Gary was up there with the best of them. And listening to the man, you know, talk was one of my favorite things. But we had this marvelous evening, and the next day we're driving back to Iowa, and we stopped for dinner, and then the phone rings. Lizzie's phone rings, and she answers it, and I can hear his voice. He goes, "Let me talk to Eric." I'm like, "Okay, this is a little scary. Hello." He said, "I like you a lot. Welcome to the family." And we got along after that. And every conversation was filled with laughter and with fun. And him being him, a little bit of poking. He found a way, you know, he realized that he couldn't intimidate me, so he eventually found a way to just, you know, he loved to embarrass me. That's the only thing that I can really say. He just loved to just go places that made me wildly uncomfortable, just because it made him laugh, and it made me laugh as well. And he knew that, you know, I didn't take it badly. I saw what he was doing, and I loved him for it. But yeah, I'm gonna miss him. I'm gonna miss being able to hear those stories again. So yeah, thank you.
Hey, Lizbeth, George at the bar had raised his hand as well.
Excellent. So George, and then Liam, and then Michi as well.
Got a participant.
So yes, just a moment. George, take it away.
So,
you might still be muted. You'll want to unmute yourself.
Someone's looking at it. He is unmuted, but they seem to be having problems with the mic.
We're not able to hear you, unfortunately.
Why don't we move to Liam while you figure out, because it looks like you're trying to figure out the mic.
On your side. We'll come back to you. I promise we will.
Well, yeah.
All right, so let's go on. Where are you on the list? There you are. Liam, you should be able to unmute yourself. Go for it.
Got it. Thank you. I just have a few words. I only met Sir, and he was always Sir in my experience, a few times. We had kind of an understanding because my father is equally terrifying. But those experiences that I had and the stories of him, not ones that I can necessarily share here, and his influence and impact on you, my friends, his daughters, was thorough. There is a temptation to mythologize a man like Gary. But I think that does him something of a disservice. He was more than anything intensely human, with all that entails. And I can think of no higher compliment. I'll miss him. Thank you.
Elizabeth, you're muted. Thank you, Will.
Thank you so much, Will. Let's see. George, are you having any better luck with your microphone? Not so far. Okay.
Is there anyone else we can...
Michelle and then Michi. Just generally in order. Okay, so here we are. Where are you? Trying to find. There you go. Michelle, you're on.
Okay. So I'm Michelle, and oddly enough, my nickname is Mishi, which is very similar to somebody else in the family now. I have known Lexi and been part of the family for over 30 years. And Gary just kind of took me under his wing and accepted me for who I was, which I always appreciated. And he was Sir up until he got me a job at his dealership, and I'm sure he had something to do with it. And at that point, he insisted that I call him Gary. It took a few times to get it in my head, but at that point we were both adults and he insisted. And I will just always have fond memories of him and appreciate how much. And I also want to state that the fact that he was, I mean, he and their mom were divorced, but he was always there, and it was always pleasant when he was there, unless somebody was in trouble. But it showed me a lot because my parents were having a hard time getting along, being divorced at the time. And I really appreciated that point of view, and that it was possible to be a family even if you weren't living together. So he'll be very missed.
Thank you so much, Michelle. And on to Michi.
Hi, everyone. I don't have anything prepared. I'm a loss of words, but I didn't prepare anything, but I do want to say I love Gary so much. He was the closest thing I had to a father. He loved my mom. He loved my kids, Tally and Caleb. And he fell so in love with Lincoln when he was born. He made my mom a very happy woman. And he taught me, well, I see the family that he has with his ex-wife and with my mom. And the marriage that they had, I would just look at it and be like, if I get married someday, I want it to be like that. Like, I want to get along with, you know, the ex, and I want to wash dishes together, sit on the couch and, you know, watch Jeopardy, and he was awesome. It's hard to put into words. He was definitely there for me after my mom passed, and me going through a very, very rough time. He just, no matter what time it was, he was always there to listen and guide me and tell me why am I being so stupid, or, you know. But I just wanted to say I love and I miss him, and that's all I really have to say right now. I love you guys.
Thank you, Michi.
We love you too.
Let's see. I believe Bobby wanted to speak, and are there any other hands raised?
Anybody else? We're both looking. You can do it through the participants menu, and you can also just raise your hand and say, "Hey, how we?"
And Candy.
George, here, hit ask to unmute.
Here we go.
There we go.
Hello.
Yes, sir.
Hello. This is George. Speaking to you from
Come over here.
Distort echo.
Hello, can you hear me?
Got the reverb from
This is George from the Keystone Sports Review, and I'm here with about a dozen or so of our friends. We love Gary, known him for a number of years. We miss him. We just wanted to share with his family that we were glad to know this man and know what he did for this country and the great person he was.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Alrighty, and
You said Bobby.
yes,
Under Robert. Yep. Robert Griffin. Come on.
Bobby, you should be able to unmute yourself.
Okay, I think I did that. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Well, I hadn't really planned to speak, but I should say he was my brother. We met in 1970 when dinosaurs still roamed the earth in Bloomington, Indiana. And oh man, I was only there for a month, but we developed a fast friendship, especially when he was able to pull me out of the police station. And after that, I moved to Syracuse. He moved to Boston. We traded visits back and forth, hitchhiking always. And the two of us, a black man and a long-haired hippie, hitched from Boston to North Carolina, probably 1972 or something. Kind of crazy, but it worked. And then we had a great trip. And then later on, I went out to visit him in Tucson and Stephanie. And he took some time off work and just gave me a tour all around Arizona. Me, Gary, and Abdul, the dog, everywhere. It was great. And then we just stayed in touch after that. And I after my son died, I came up to Indianapolis to visit. And that's the only other time that I had seen him since then was about 4 years ago when he came here and spent the holidays with us, which was really great. But he was a true brother. We had, wow, we just had a lot of, not just political, but a lot of other things in common. And a beautiful, powerful man, and I will miss him. My condolences to you. Thank you.
Thank you. Aunt Candy.
Much. Aunt Candy, you should be able to unmute yourself now. Go right ahead.
I just wanted to say a couple things because I've known Gary for a long, long time. I knew him when he and Stephanie, my sister, first got together. And from the very beginning, he treated me like a little sister and was very protective of me. When he was back a few times with Stephanie, he did a good job of screening my boyfriends and weeding out those that were not worthy in his eyes. And I appreciated that. Because he was very protective of the people in his life. And I respect him 100% for that. You always knew that he loved you no matter what. One time I took an adventure in college and brought numerous people to my sister and Gary's home in Arizona. And they greeted us graciously, but he definitely, everyone knew that he was in charge of his household and that he was there to protect his family, including me. And he talked to each one of the boys, I'll say young men that were on this college trip with me, and made sure they knew that they couldn't mess with me. Let's just put it that way. He was always that way. And I was fortunate enough to be able to spend a little bit of time with him recently. And I will always miss him. I love him and always have. And I just want to thank him for the man that he was, and for being such a wonderful husband and father. He adored his family. And no matter what happened after, I'll say what Mishi said, and he adored both families so much, and it always shone through, and I'll miss him.
Thank you, Aunt Candy. Is there anyone else who would like to share?
Here.
Not seeing any other hands raised on the screen. Not seeing any other hands raised in the chat. It looks like that is everyone who wished to speak. Thank you all. Thank you all so much. It is so moving to see how many lives this man has touched. Thank you all for coming. He knows that we all loved him very much.
Yeah.
He loved every single one of us.
Yes. Unreservedly. Big hugs. Big hugs.
It's nice to see all of you.
So wonderful to see all of you. And keep telling these stories. Because that's how he stays with us. Thank you all.
Love you guys.
Love you. Love you.
I'm-
Bye. Bye.
Love y'all.
Love you.
Love you.
Love you, babe.
Love you.
Bye, babe.
Love you guys.
Love you, Bobby.
Love you, baby.
Love you, Aunt Karen. Love you, Felicia.
Karen.
Love you guys.
Yes.
Love you, Josh.
Love you guys. Love to everyone.
Love to everybody.
Love everyone.
Love to all.
Bye.
I'm running away.
Bye, Felicia. Love you, family.
Bye-bye.
I think we've been waiting our whole lives for that. Our whole lives. That's awesome.
Y'all are wrong. All of it. Wrong.
Lizzie, I love you guys both dearly. And Lexi, the next time I see you, you are getting the biggest fucking hug I have ever given in my life.
Absolutely.
I want you to know that.
I appreciate it.
Oh, you're welcome.
Love you, Scotty.
Bye, Scott.
Right. Fufu, but I have to go attend to the wild child. She's
I'll handle the dog.
okay.
Stay there.
Okay.
Bye, sis.
Bye, dear. Bye, Aunt Candy.
I love you all.
I love you.
Lexi. Love you, Mom.
Lizzie, everyone. Thank you so much. We'll all miss Gary too. Take care. Thank you for inviting me, and condolences.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much. Hey, Sherry.
I'm proud of myself. I did not completely lose. Thought I was going to.
Yeah, no, you held out beautifully.
You did a good job.
You held out beautifully.
You did a
That was
very good
that was
job.
awesome. Great job.
Just wait till we turn this stuff off.
Yeah, no,
It's okay.
Oh, that's
Bye. Say bye to the people at this. Bye.
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 Thank you for coming.
Bye, everyone.
Thank you.
Ding.
Thank you for being tech, whoever you are with the mask.
Yes, thank you.
Taking care of things.
Absolutely.
Love you.
And we have 2 zaps.
Hey, Grandma, we love you.
Bye, Grandma. Love you.
And Ian,
Love you. Bye.
hi. We will
Bye.
meet in the next few days.
Bye.
Try to get together next week.
Yes.
This is
But
crazy.
be sure you post more pictures of the baby.
Yes.
Yes. More pictures of Isabel, please.
In the chat, she says that Izzy is passed out right now. Otherwise, she'd say hello.
That's
Okay. That's awesome. Well, Lupita was trying to say hello, but she's very aggressive.
For those of you who are on my friends list on Facebook, I am collecting all of the photographs from both Ian and Katie and putting them all in one place.
Yes.
I'm going to do a little bit more of that. Oh, wait, hang on. We may have a moment with a little girl here.
Oh, yay.
Oh, look, there she is.
There
she is. Oh, look at her. Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness, Isabel.
It's happy.
She doesn't look at all.
She's my baby. Look
Literally
at that.
woke up as we said that.
Hello.
Oh, my goodness.
Hey, sweetheart.
I'm not, this is not good. This is, what are you doing to me?
Look at her.
Oh, there
Oh, look
she
at that
is.
little face.
Oh, there. Yes. Hi, Katie.
She's
Hi, Katie. Hi, Ian.
just too precious for words.
Yes, there we are.
Hi, Andrea. Hi, Ren. Oh, cute.
Hey, Andrea.
Oh, look at you.
That little face. Oh my
One
gosh.
heard there was a baby, so she came off the bed to see the baby. This one heard that there were people, so therefore she had to come see the people.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
Yes. Your public awaits.
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Those cheeks are killing me. Look at that little face. Oh my goodness.
She's got creases in her face from sleeping.
Oh, I'm in love. I'm madly in love.
Oh, I am too. I'm right there with you. She's
glorious.
She's absolutely wonderful. And she's holding her head up. Look at her go.
I know.
Yeah, doing great.
She's holding her head up.
When she was 6 old, she was lifting her
She
head
was
up.
trying.
Yeah, I mean, she was succeeding. She was lifting it up, and that's she's
real fast.
She's tough.
She's tough like her mama is.
Yeah, because Katie's a real badass.
She is.
She would have to be married to my son. Let us say that.
He ain't lying. I'm married to one.
Yeah,
I can tell you.
Coleman men, we are not easy to get along with. No, ask anyone who's ever. And unfortunately, you've been married. Hello, my baby girl.
But I think it might be time to bring this whole thing to a close. And so I thank you all so much for being here. Thank you for sharing the stories, and which we will keep doing pretty much forever. So thank
Love you, Lizzie.
I love you. I love you.
Lizzie, Alexis, Eric, and Aunt Taffy. I love you guys.
Love you, Josh.
Love you, Joshy.
Good to see
I
you.
love the whole family.
Hang in there. It's Linda Coleman. Hang in there.
Okay.
Hi, Linda.
Hi, Linda.
That's my stepmom. She knows what it's like to be married to a Coleman man.
It's great to see Izzy. Anyway, well, thank you for allowing me to be part of this, and hang in there. My heart breaks for everybody, so hang in there.
Thank you for coming, Linda.
Mm-hmm.
Right, everyone. Enjoy the rest of your weekend.
Love you guys.
Zap, if you will this thing.